Oh, it can happen so quickly. At some point during the day in the lab, you walk through some drop of radioactive solution, and before leaving the laboratory, or sometimes in between, you step on the hand and foot monitor and it goes off. Caution, it's gonna be loud. Then, stay calm, don't move any further, and call someone from the lab.
Marco!
They will come in with a few boxes, a monitor, gloves and a paper towel. Here I'm telling him what the monitor showed me. In this case, it only indicates an unusually high activity in the foot area. So first the lab partner needs to check both feet with the monitor.
Ah ja, recht dicker Fuß. Okay. Ist kontaminiert. Ja.
Okay, the left foot won't touch the ground any further. Yes, even if you already walked on the floor, but it's all about damage control anyway. The damage is already done in the form of a person being contaminated. The shoe should ideally be touched from the inside while taking it off, as the contamination is most likely on the outside. Measure again to check if the contamination is gone now. Yes, it is. And since our lab partner kindly laid out some paper towels, we can step down from the hand-foot monitor onto the guaranteed uncontaminated floor. The nearby floor area is also measured, and apparently the radionuclide was really just on the shoe, and I didn't contaminate the floor further. Of course, the entire remaining lab will be checked for floor contamination later. The shoe, which is in the box, is measured again, and apparently there is a lot of contamination on the heel. First, hold it under running water without scrubbing, and if that doesn't help, scrub it, preferably gently, and with a face shield, as you don't want to splash radioactive water in your face. And if that doesn't help, pray that it's a short-lived radionuclide like sulfur 35, so you can have your shoe back after 3 years. If it's technetium, the shoe will be confiscated and incinerated by the state collection point. Next situation. Wow, it's so messy here, I can't work like this. This needs to be cleaned up beforehand. And then you accidentally touch a contaminated glass and you are contaminated. Note how I intentionally do not open the door with my hands.
Marco!
Yes, I am contaminated, so let's call our lab partner again for help. They come in with the same equipment before and have to measure us. Okay, it really was the right hand, but could it also just be hanging on the right sleeve? And since we are considered contaminated, we need help removing the lab coat.
Gut. Dann musst du mir jetzt helfen, ich glaube, es zieht.
The lab coat is put into a separate box. Then measure again on the hand. And it still shows that unusually high activity is coming from the right hand. So damage assessment, 218 CPS. Wonder if washing will get rid of that. For that, our lab partner puts a glove on the non-contaminated hand. We do not turn on the tap ourselves, and then we can wash our hand thoroughly. The water is always collected in special containers in these kinds of labs. So here no washed down contamination simply goes into the public sewers. Dry with paper towel, which we'll also put into separate container, and measure again.
Mal ganz kurz. Halten wir die andere Hand dann hier hin, hier vor.
Ja?
Ja.
Okay.
Right, now decontamination is threat, but it's good that we had a glove on, and here it doesn't matter since both hands are contaminated, you can take off the glove yourself. Put on a new glove and continue washing. When washing hands, remember, thorough but not too aggressive. A pumice stone, for example, would probably remove the dirt better from the skin, but could also cause small cracks in the skin, and in the case of a radioactive contamination, one would say better that the radionuclide irradiates the upper, already dead layers of the skin, then it penetrates deeper into the skin through the cracks and irradiates there. If you are then free of contamination, you can dedicate yourself to the materials such as lab coats and towels and whatever. Further details, as well as the entire situation, will be quickly described and discussed with the radiation protection officer. So in conclusion, this was a staged worst case scenario, and of course gloves should be worn at all time when cleaning up, etc. But contamination can and will certainly happen at some point if you spend long enough time in the lab. The video here shows how we would proceed in our lab if one of these two, still quite realistic, cases were to occur. Other labs may have different personal decontamination protocols. A special thanks goes to the Working Group of Analytics and Fundamental Nuclear Chemistry from Dr. Erik Stubb and the Division of Nuclear Chemistry at the University of Cologne, and to my Patreons. With that being said, goodbye. I'm so sneaky, I just glued a barium-133 source onto the shoe and they will never know how I faked it.